Hello, everybody. Welcome back to On the Come Up with KG. And today I have another special guest. I am here with DJ Alaska,
Hi.
and I'm gonna let her introduce herself. You can say anything you want to say to the camera.
Okay, so I'm Alaska, local DJ, party thrower, artist. I'm based in Dallas, Texas, and yeah.
Yay! I'm excited that she's here, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys just a little background of how I was introduced to Alaska. I went to this event. It was like a grand opening for a studio. I
Yeah,
don't want to get it wrong. I think it's Dream
yeah,
Studios
yeah.
here in Irving. And
Photography.
she DJ'd there. And then I was like, oh my God, she's amazing. And then, yeah, we got together, got connected, and now she's here on the podcast. But, so where are you from? Are you from Dallas?
I was born in El Paso, Texas. It's like a border town, like on the way to California.
Okay.
And but I moved here when I was like 7 years old, so I claim
Okay, yeah,
Dallas.
you're pretty much from Dallas.
Yeah, I'm
So.
basically a
Okay,
Dallasite.
so how do
Yeah.
you like Dallas?
I love it. Oh my God. So I feel like the community here is so just like supportive of each other,
Mm-hmm.
like in the art community, photography, music, like whatever it is, like everyone's gonna come through for each
Yeah, for
other.
sure.
And like I'll go to like other cities and I ask my friends there and I'm like, what's the vibe? Like I'll ask like DJs there and they'll be like, oh, it's cutthroat, like
Yeah.
it's not supportive like it is in Dallas and like it's just crazy to me because I'm used to that here where
Yeah.
everyone's so cool and we just like want to vibe and like, you know, help each other out or
Yeah.
collaborate, but like everywhere else I feel like it's not like that at all.
Yeah. It's
So it's
like
special.
yeah, everyone in Dallas just like genuinely wants to show love. I felt that too, because y'all know I'm not from California.
You're
I
not?
am from California. I'm not from Dallas, but I've noticed that too in Dallas. Like
Mhm.
there's a really tight-knit community, especially in the creative space. Like everybody supports each other,
Yeah.
everyone shows up for each other. And I kind of just got into that because I went to the event at the art studio before
Mhm.
I even considered doing a podcast. Like I didn't go there with the intent of like finding people to interview or anything like that. I
Mhm.
just genuinely enjoy the creative space. And I felt that there. Like everyone's just, wanting to work together, wanting to get
Mm.
their pictures, wanting to get their models, wanting to get music. Like it was
Yeah.
just everybody was there for a legit reason, and that was really fun. And so, how long have you been DJing?
I've actually only been DJing for like a year and a half now. I
What?
know everyone has that reaction
Oh my
when
goodness.
I say that because like people just assume I've been doing it for so much
Uh
longer.
huh.
But the reality is like when I started doing it, it just like blew up like
Yeah,
really
really
fast,
fast.
like way
Yeah.
faster than I thought. And I was doing it constantly.
Uh
Like I
huh.
was grinding and, putting events together. And because before I was DJing, I was putting together shows. Like I
Okay.
was I was behind the scenes, I was producing stuff and, putting a build together. And so I was always kind of around that, but I started DJing and then I was like, you know, I've been busy ever since. It's been
Yeah,
crazy.
I feel that too, because that's been like our experience too. We just kind of did the podcast just to do it, and then the first episode, like a clip from the first episode, went
Yeah.
viral, and then we started getting a lot of followers, and it's like, oh shit,
Yes,
this
I
is
love
like
it.
this is
It's
crazy.
crazy,
But no,
though.
I get that 100%. But
Yeah.
you're really good at what you do.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
amazing. Y'all gotta check her out. But do you think so? Here's when the questions get a little bit more spicy. Do you think that your okay.
Irving is like,
I know. Do you think that it's a little bit more difficult for people to take you seriously as a woman in a male-dominated industry?
oh my God, most
Yeah.
definitely. Especially at the beginning, because it's like they're all buddies. Like they're all cool with each other. And like, you know, when you're like in that space, you like want to hire your friends and
Right.
stuff like that. And a lot of the males' friends are other males, so they're
Yeah.
just hiring other guys. And so, yeah, like I was seeing that in the beginning, But I feel like now people are starting to be more like, oh, like, wait, girl DJs are like more fun than guy DJs. Like
Yeah,
they're starting to be more inclusive, and like the other girl DJs in Dallas are like, hey, we're experiencing the same thing. Let's uplift each other and like
exactly.
prove that like we're more lit than these other dudes, you
Yeah.
know? Like, and that's also another thing I noticed, like, so when like if you're a girl and you're in Dallas and you want to go out, you want to have fun with your girls, you know, like dance. Like you don't want some like 40-year-old man like playing
Exactly.
music. Like
Yeah.
you want a fellow girly that knows like what you want to hear. Like I know what the girls want to hear, so I'm
Exactly.
going to play it. And so I feel like that's an advantage that we have, you know, like this is what we want to have fun to, you know, so
Yeah. It's
you
like
know, we
this is
do
what the
it.
girls want to hear, you
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
exactly.
I love that. I love that. So do you think that so yeah, they don't take do you think that like the guys don't take you as seriously though that they're like because they feel like men do it better?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I mean, I think like 98% of my experience has been pretty positive,
Yeah.
but I do definitely feel like they're they think you're just like some party girl, like you
Right,
just
yeah.
you know, like it's just fun to you. It's not like a serious thing.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's not the case. Like I'm just as serious as I want to, you know, also have fun with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I feel like I just disprove it anyways
Hmm.
to, you know, with my work ethic and like when I'm actually pulling up and doing it and doing great and the crowd is having fun,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
it's like, oh, like you're gonna take me serious now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, so at what point did you realize that you wanted to be a DJ? Like, what was it that was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do?
So it's actually a really funny story. So I used to do this thing called the Oak Cliff House Show.
Mhm.
And so we were throwing house shows every month in Oak Cliff at different houses. And it was this really fun, cool thing where it was like you didn't know what house was at until the day of.
Oh, okay.
And so you would like pull up and have the address, and it'd be a great show, like just live music. And so I was producing those shows for a while. And at one point, I had this idea to do like a skate slash house show thing. So I wanted to build a skate ramp, like a big
Oh,
ass skate ramp in the
yeah,
backyard. And so we can bring the skate community with like, you know, music community together and just have like a fun night.
yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I Googled it. I was like, how to build a skate ramp? Like, it was that easy. And like, I looked it up on YouTube. Like, you know, you can like figure out anything on
Yeah.
YouTube. And it was like a lot of money like involved. Like,
Mhm.
like wood is expensive. Like, girl, the price of screws have gone up.
Wood.
And yeah, wood. And
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, like, what should we do? And so we were planning these house shows like a month out. Like we only had 3 weeks, and we were like, okay, what's the next show? What's the next
Hmm.
show? And for this one, I was like, okay, next show we're gonna have the skate ramp built in
Okay,
one
yeah.
month. And so we were like, okay, how can we raise money? And I'd always wanted to DJ like my whole life. So I was just like, you know what? If we just like put together a pop-up show, charged tickets, and told everyone like this is all going towards building a skate ramp for these shows. Um, and so I decided I'm gonna be the one to DJ and like, you know, get it together. And so I literally looked up on OfferUp like where to buy a DJ
A set.
controller because they were sold out everywhere. Because
Oh,
like a year ago, like I guess everyone was trying to get into it because post pandemic people started picking up more hobbies like
right.
that. And so I looked it up on OfferUp and I found like one last one being sold.
Oh my
So I was like, okay,
goodness.
bet, let's go.
Yeah.
And so me and my homegirl like have to pull up to this random ass house. And I thought we were just gonna give him cash and dip, but he was like, no, like y'all are gonna come inside and I'm gonna do a demo for y'all. And I was like, no, I was so scared, but I was like, the show, like the DJ show, we were already promoting it. I was just like, I hadn't even had the controller yet.
And you took 5
Yeah, I was like,
to
we gotta go.
choose.
Like, so I was like, okay, like let's go. And so we walk in this house, and all of the windows are covered in newspaper. It was so
Oh
scary.
my goodness.
Like like there was not a soul in this like random big house. And, yeah, it was not. I don't know what I was thinking, but we were like at any cost, let's do
Wait,
this. So
what time of day was it? It was like midday.
it was like 6 o'clock. It was a little midday.
Down.
I know, like I didn't know if I was gonna see another sunrise after that. And so he like takes us to his room, and I was like, okay, there's two of us, and there's one of you. Like, if
Right.
anything goes
I'm
crazy,
gonna jump
like,
you.
yeah, like I'm bringing the claws out. And so he does a whole set for us for like 20 minutes. We're being held hostage.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
we're being held hostage at this point, and I was like, okay,
He
like,
had to blow his brains before he let it go. He was like,
Yeah.
someone's gonna hear this.
He's like, somebody's gonna hear this set. And so we were like, okay, cool. And he ended up being pretty like decent or whatever. And we were like, cool, whatever. And I was like, so why are you selling this? And he was like, oh, I'm selling every single thing I own, and I'm gonna go backpacking across Europe. And I was like, cool.
Like,
All right, here's the cash. Let's go. Please.
go. Yeah.
And so I bought it. I practiced like all day, every day. Like I was like trying to really teach myself and like perfect it before this first show, which sold out. Because I already had like a decent following on Instagram because of like my artwork and just like other things. And so I think a lot of people were really curious to see like if I could do it or
Yeah.
not. And so we threw the show at this like art studio and like by downtown Dallas, and we set up speakers, we set up like artwork, like it was a whole artsy fun experience. And I was really nervous, but a lot of people like came to support me, and it was a great first show. It was
Yeah.
amazing, and yeah, like all that money we put towards the skate ramp, and we did it. We raised the money, and we built it in 2 weeks. Like people said it was impossible.
So it was like, so it was only 2 weeks, but between the time that you got the DJ stuff and the
Yeah.
actual show.
Yeah, like it was
Wow.
yeah, it was crazy like the amount of time that we had, but I at this point in my life, like this was about a year ago, I was just like anything is possible. If
Literally.
you work hard enough, like you can really put anything together.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so this is gonna be a follow-up question, but because I've considered DJing as a hobby for a long time, but I've never
Yes.
actually done it just because, I don't know, I've just never actually done it.
Mhm.
Because I feel like the reason that I want to DJ is because I feel like I love music. I have a good music taste, but I also
Mhm.
feel like everybody feels that way about
Yeah.
themselves, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, but what do you think was like the most difficult thing about learning the art of DJing? Because it's gonna take more than just I love music and I have a good music
Yeah.
taste, you know, like that's everybody's story.
Yeah.
So what was the most difficult thing about learning the craft?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is like everyone's taste in music is like unique to them,
Exactly.
and like anybody can really truly DJ. The only thing that kind of sets you apart is your ear for
Okay,
music.
yeah.
Like if you can like you can tell like with a beat if it's gonna sorry, hold on, dang.
Okay. We can
If
edit
it's
it
gonna
out, so
like
take your time.
true. I forgot the power of editing.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, just like having an ear for it is like the most important thing.
Okay.
And so I would say to anyone who's like trying to like learn, just practice that ear for music. Like it's not like a thing you're born with. It's
Yeah,
not, somebody has it better than somebody. Like it's like you just grow it. You learn to grow it. And like it's really cheesy, but practice really does make
very
perfect.
true. Yeah.
Like anybody can do it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it as long as you just like have that grind mentality of like, I want to get better, I want to get better,
Yeah,
you
that
know?
drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So you say just like practice having your own unique sound for what sounds good and what
Yeah.
sounds good together.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people, what they'll have a misconception of is, oh, I need to be playing what is popular or what the clubs want to hear, and that's not true. Like,
Hmm.
there's gonna be a crowd out there of people that like what you
What you
play,
play,
even
okay.
if it's unique or it's not what everyone's vibing to at the time. Like, there's always gonna be a crowd.
Yeah.
So, like, just like stay true to yourself,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
find your people and
Yeah.
you'll know attract the right
Yeah,
people. Yeah, for sure.
exactly.
I feel that 100%.
Mhm.
And what do you think inspires your taste in music?
So, I feel like I am pretty unique as a DJ because I play so many different genres.
Hmm.
I've always listened to, like, everything since I was a kid, like, from, like, reggaeton to rap to, like, house, techno, lo-fi, like, I love everything, like,
Hmm.
when people say, like, "Oh, I listen to everything but country," it's like, "No, there's good country music," like,
That's me. I'm like, no.
"No, but there's good stuff,
But
I'll
yeah,
show
no.
you."
Yeah, yeah, you gotta put me on because
But, yeah, there's, like, always good music in any genre,
yeah.
and so that's why for me, when I DJ, it's like, I don't have favoritism towards anything because there's so much good music in any
It's
genre.
very true, yeah.
And so I definitely like I'm hired more to play like more of the reggaeton perreo stuff, which
Mm.
I love doing, but that's not like the only thing I like to do.
Yeah.
Like I love playing everything. So
Okay.
yeah.
So, do you still throw like your own events that you kind of like put together on your own, or do you have a group of people that you guys put together
Yeah.
events?
Way less than I used to because those things take so much work, time, energy,
Hmm.
and with this DJing career, it's gotten so busy for me, like to the point where it's like full time. Like I'm booked every single week now, and I just don't know where I can find the time to
Yeah.
do something like that. And it was definitely fun, like when I was producing those shows and stuff, but at the same time, I feel like that was like an era of my life where
Yeah,
I was
for
just
sure.
like, okay, I did that for like a year. I was throwing these independent shows, and now I'm in this DJ thing. I produce music. Like I'm in another era now,
Hmm.
and I'll still put stuff together every now and then, but it's not like my number one thing,
Yeah, it's
and
not
that's
your
fine.
focus. Yeah,
Yeah, like
for
it's just
sure.
an era that I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay. Um do you have a favorite event that you've done thus far?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, yes, I have the answer to that. So, it was actually the one after we had built the skate ramp. I called it the skate fair, like the
Mhm.
state fair, but skate.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah, got it, got it.
Okay, yeah.
And so we did a house show in Oak Cliff, and we had this really big backyard. So I
Okay.
was like, okay, let's utilize this. And so we had the big skate ramp in the back, and skaters from all around North Texas came, like
Okay.
pro skaters, like it was awesome. And so we had live music over here, 10 art vendors over here. It was like a festival
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
And like skating. And then also we had carnival games.
Oh.
Yeah, like we had a whole row of carnival games happening. And dude, I love planning big things. I was looking at roller coasters for the event.
Like
Like
for
I was dead ass.
yourself.
No, dead ass. And dude, they're expensive though. It's like 10,000 an hour.
Oh
Like
Lord.
yeah. I would have done that had we had the money, but
Yeah.
we just like stuck to the carnival games. So it was just like you were not bored if you were there. Like you
Hmm.
had something to do. It was like a mini Coachella. Like we had games, vendors, skating, music. Like it was like a whole thing, and it was a lot to put together. But like when the day came, it was like this is a dream, you
Yeah.
know. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay, so what do you think all in all has been the most difficult thing about being a DJ, just in general?
The most difficult thing. I think it can get really repetitive, and I think because I love playing in Dallas. This is my city. It's always going to be my city.
Yeah.
But I think like playing at the same places and the same music and for the same crowd, I it's gotten a little bit repetitive. And I know that sounds ridiculous because I've only been doing this for like a year.
Mhm.
But I just want to like branch out. I want to do different things. And that's also another thing for me is I produce music too, and I like make music. I like play keyboard and guitar and all these things, and so I want to do live music,
Oh, okay.
which is like a whole other thing from DJing, but I think it'll like test me more and push me more creatively and not feel as like repetitive for
Yeah.
me. And so like so I just want to switch it up. That's how I feel about it. That's the hardest thing for me right
Okay, yeah. Do you ever get tired of like the nightlife in general? Like, do you get tired of like, because I know for me sometimes it's like I'm tired of going out, but if it's kind of your job to like
now.
be out,
Yeah.
do you ever get tired of that?
I think for a second it definitely was because as a DJ, it's so easy for you to just drink,
Hmm.
especially because it's free drinks. Like, and not only do like bars give you free drinks as a DJ, but people like
Yeah.
fans will be like, "Oh, here, do a shot with
Yeah, you're
me,"
doing great.
like
Yeah.
yeah. And so, and I'm not gonna say no to a free shot. What I look like.
Yeah,
And so, like, I'll drink a lot and like that is just it's very easy to just get lost and just
yeah,
get drunk.
for
Even
sure.
though you're supposed to be doing your job and be professional, I'll be a little too lit and be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm a little lit right now.
Yeah.
And so I've also talked to other DJs about this too,
It's
and
like the same
yeah,
thing.
they'll agree. Like, yeah, like it's so easy to
For
like
sure.
develop a problem with it. And I wouldn't say I have a problem, but I'm like, I'm getting too goofy. I'm getting a
Yeah.
little goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
so
definitely see that because it's like you are there to do a job, but one of the things that I like most about DJs in general is that the energy that they invite. So
yeah.
it's like it's just good vibes. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone
Yeah.
wants you to have a good time. You're making
Mhm.
sure that everybody else has a good time. And then I can definitely see how it's easy to like fall into that
Mhm.
lifestyle, like another shot. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. And like most of it is you just want to have fun with everybody
Exactly, yeah.
else. And so if people that are vibing are like, let's do a shot together, I don't want to like be that person to be like,
No,
no.
yeah.
Even though it's good to have boundaries, definitely. But some people want to like they'll part of their fun night was like, oh, I got to do a shot with the
Right, yeah.
DJ and I don't want to rob them of that,
Yeah.
like I want to be fun, like I want to have fun with them. So, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, you do gotta be like, I'm working
Yeah. I
respectfully.
forget that.
Yeah, it's easy.
I
I would imagine it's really easy to forget that you're working.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, because most of it for me is just like having fun,
Yeah.
and a lot of it for me is to have other people have fun.
Hmm.
Like, that's probably 90% of why I do it is because like I just love being the vibe executioner.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like ever since I was a kid, like I would like go to like a wedding with my family. I'll be like 6 years old. No one's on the dance floor. I'm like, okay, let's
Right.
go. And I'll
Yeah.
start pulling people in and tell the DJ to play a song. I'm
Hmm.
like 6 years old, like
Yeah.
telling giving DJ requests, and I'm like, trying to get everyone dancing just because like, I want everyone to have
I'm
fun,
the same,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm the same. Okay, you guys, I know this episode is getting really good, but you will have to come back next week for part 2 with the interview with Alaska. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.